Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. Belinda here from Visualized NZ. It's Tuesday morning when I'm recording this, and it's been rather warm yesterday and this morning, but it's starting to cloud over, and I think we might get some rain, so I might have to light the fire soon. But it's quite a treat not to have to light the fire in winter. It's really good because we haven't got a lot of wood left either, and we're only halfway through winter. Anyway, enough with the chit chat. Just wanted to show you these first up. These are my stamped numbers that I did in my video, or showed in my video yesterday. They now are available on Etsy. I've popped them up on Etsy yesterday. A bit sad, in between doing some stamping yesterday and then going and doing my listing on Etsy, this stamp that I used to do this frame has gone missing. And so I had a good look yesterday, and my husband looked a couple of times, and I turned everything up and over and roundabout, and then I cleaned off everything to do this video this morning, and it's just nowhere to be seen. And I've used it a lot, that stamp, for lots of different things, and quite sad that I can't find it. So I'm hoping it's still going to turn up. Anyway, that's those. They are on Etsy, so hop on over if you're interested and take a look. Right, so today's video is actually about working in this journal, this Traveller's Notebook journal. That's a commission. I haven't done anything else in it since the first part of the video. So I'm going to do some work in that. And first up, I've got this cute luggage watercolour image I took out of a magazine, which I'm going to back with some cardstock and turn it into a little shaped tuck. So I'm just going to roughly cut out the excess away, just so I'm not wasting my glue. Just roughly cut around that. And where's my glue stick gone? There it is. And I'm just going to use some glue stick to put it on the card, and then I'll give it a little bit of time to dry and do something else before I fussy cut it out. And that will go on a page as a little tuck spot. Make sure it's smoothed down nice and good. Right, and pop that aside. Right, excuse me, a little bug in my throat. Okay, now you may have seen the video that I did, I think it was last week, on these mini envelopes. I've done, this one is themed particularly for this journal, so I'm not going to show you the message inside because I want that to be a surprise. And I'm going to just glue that onto the back cover. So I've just got the name written on the back of who it's for, so I'm going to just do it off camera for a little bit. She's fine with me doing videos, but I don't know if she wants her name known, so I'm just gonna do that off camera for a little second. So all I'm doing is just putting glue on the back of the strip, so nothing too exciting, and then just on the sides of the envelopes as well, just to make sure it sticks down nice and proper. And my English use of the English language seems to have taken a dive this morning, coming out with all sorts of improper English. Right, so I've just applied my tacky glue to the back of the strip and the sides of the little envelopes. I'm just going to stick that down there. So the colours I've gone for with this journal are a combination of the ocean blues and the warm tropical sort of colours, the reds, oranges, pinks and yellows. There will be other colours like a bit of green and that, but they're my predominant colours for this journal. There we go, that should be good. Okay, and in the front cover I want to put a pocket, so I've got offcuts of the papers that I made the cover with, so I thought I might put this offcut in here as a pocket in the front cover. So I'm just want to decide whether I want to use the pink side or the more bluey side. They're both lovely. So I'll just make a decision, and I'm going to just turn it over and make a pencil mark about where I want it. So I'm going to do there. Don't want to get too close into the spine. Sorry if I keep knocking the camera. I've pulled it over closer to me so it's more direct down on top of what I'm doing, which means it's right by my arm. So if it gets jolted every now and then, that is why. It's a little tricky working out the best way to do it so that you get a good view with less disruption from me banging and knocking or getting my hair caught in the cord, etc. Okay. So it's going to be a little pocket down there, and I'm going to take a little thumb notch out of it. And also I'm trying to get used to whether I'm actually on camera or not. So please forgive me if I work too close to my body. Right, just using my tacky glue again just to glue this pocket down. Now it will end up quite a narrow pocket, which is fine. I'll probably put a tag or something in it. I haven't actually decided yet. And decorate it up a bit, and I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate it up yet. Right, easy as that. And I'm not distressing everything. I'm not going for a particularly vintage feel. There will be elements of vintage throughout because that's just the type of thing I have and like to use. But it's not going to be all vintaged up. Okay, so I'll just leave that to dry for a bit. The other thing I have pulled out to add in are some digital postcard backs that I've printed off. So this was a sheet of 4. I've already used one. There's multiple sheets in the kit. I can't remember how many pages, but 4 per page. And they're from WeatheredTextures on Etsy. So a lot of fun. So I just need to work out which one of these I want to use. I've got another page here as well, but I might as well use... I'm just going to use the one that's out on its own. Might as well use the one that I've already cut into. And I'm going to create a little tip in with this. It is on presentation paper, so it's slightly thicker, than photocopy paper, but not hugely. Haven't decided whether I'm going to back it or not. Just cutting around it, fussy cutting around it, and I'm going to hinge it with some washi tape. I'm not sure if I've got any travel washi tape or tropical washi tape. I might just have to grab whatever I can find. Some of my washi tape's really old because I bought it second hand and it's not really any good anymore. Splits and rips and not a lot of stick, and some have gone the other way. Some are too sticky that you can barely unroll them. So I need to have a good go through actually and just chuck out ones that aren't working for me. Right, so I'm just going to grab my washi container. It's my creaky chair, and hopefully I didn't knock the camera with my leg. So this is my box of washi. This is a new one I just picked up second hand through Facebook. It's got owls on it, which I thought was super cute. Right, what do I want that's going to work with the theme? Got some vintage tickets, which is another one I bought off AliExpress or Etsy, as is this one, the mushrooms, but neither of which particularly fit. Maybe this one, it's not really wide enough, out this one. I'm sort of looking at the bluey, tealy ones. There's an ocean one, but that's too narrow. There's a cloud one that could work. Sort of a sunsetty type one. Blue dots, not so into the leaves. A couple of greens could work. That's quite a nice one, the pink and orange. That sort of might be considered tropical. Or this orange. That was one I picked up on clearance at a stationery shop. Right, I think they're my best options, really. So what, maybe I'll look for a page I'm going to hinge it to, and that might help me work out the colour. I was thinking maybe a place like that. In that case, it doesn't really help me with colour because it's all neutrals. There's bright orange there as well. Orange. That might work. Oh, I'm being so indecisive. That one actually tones in quite nicely. Maybe I'll go for this green one. I was on such a roll at the beginning, and now I've gone all thoughtful, I guess. We'll call it thoughtful, that's a nice word for it. Otherwise it's taking too long to do anything. Right. And this one's actually quite nice and sticky, so I'm not going to add extra glue to it. Normally I would, so hopefully I'm in camera. Let's try and lift it a bit. I'm just trying to get it straight. And I'll just trim up those excess bits. I always find it interesting to try and line these things up and get them on the page. Actually, it might be better to do it this way properly. I'm going to leave just the teensiest little gap there so it's got some room to move. Right, and now I need to put tape down the inside as well, and that'll give it a nice strong hinge. And trim that off. I feel very kick-handed doing that. Oops, and I cut the corner off the page. That was clever. Never mind, not a biggie. Just got a tiny little snippet off the corner. Right. Just get this off my table so it's out of my way. And there we go, a hinged postcard back. And I will decorate that up with something as well. I do have this quote that I've pulled out of the magazine, the same one that the luggage image, so this image came out of. I pulled out this, and it says, "We travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls," by Anainen. Don't know if that's how I pronounce it, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. So I thought maybe I'll pop that on this postcard. Oops, just trying to get these little scraps of washi tape off my fingers, off my scissors, and now they're stuck to my fingers. Oh yes, it's one of those videos again. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim this up. and making sure to get the name of the person that it came from. Always need to attribute things to the person who made them or said them or wrote them. So I need to include that. Oh yes, it is feeling a bit chilly now. So I'm just eyeballing this. I've spent a lot of my life cutting things by eye, so I tend to be fairly straight or straight-ish. And you can always go in and trim up again if it's slightly off. Right, do I want to pop it on the front or on the back? Actually kind of like it on the back. So obviously it's too long, so I'm going to trim it into sections and see how that works. There's lots of commas in this quote, so there's lots of places I can cut it. Just need to make sure I get it in the same order as it was originally. Right, let's trim this name down a bit more because I don't want to take up too much of the writing space. Right, and I'm going to pop it on the back just because I like that idea of it being a hidden little message. I'll grab out my glue stick. You know, I'm trying to glue sometimes when I remember on the right if it suits, but I am used to gluing on the left. Right, and I'm just going to line these all up down here. I'm not worried that the bits are all different lengths. I quite like that effect. It adds even more interest. I like finding things like this in old magazines. It's another way of repurposing them. And found words in magazines are brilliant to use if you find the right ones, and if you find a complete saying like this one, it just is fun to add in and effortless. You know, it doesn't take a lot of mucking around. Uh-oh, don't stick. No, come on, come off there. Oh, don't rip. I think it's time I need a new glue page. Tore a little bit, but not too badly. Yeah, so as I was saying, if I can remember what I was saying, yeah, it just makes life easy and fun, and you can come up with some really cool things that you find in magazines. Right, I'm getting rid of this page before I do have a disaster on something else. Pop it in my bag for journaling cards or pockets or whatever. Right, this just needs a little help to stay folded over. It will settle in with the journal being closed. It will be fine. Right, so we've got a little hidden message there, which is a little bit tacky, so I might leave it open till the glue dries, and bring over this card, which should be nice and dry, and give it a fussy cut. So please excuse me while I do a bit of fussy cutting. Not terribly exciting for you. I really like to use shaped tuck spots, something I haven't done for a while actually. I used to do it when I first started making journals, and then kind of forgot about it, and was recently reminded. I was watching a video on YouTube and I can't remember who it was, but they were doing a shaped tuck spot, and it was like, oh yeah, forgot about that. So when I saw this image, it was like, that'd make a super cute shaped tuck spot. I do like the watercolour look, it's very pretty. So hopefully this card won't blunt my scissors. They're used to only doing paper. So this is a bit thicker. Should be fine. Yeah, so if you watched yesterday's video, you would have heard that I had a little accident on Sunday evening. So I'm not sleeping that great because I find it quite painful. Whatever position I try and lie in is a bit painful. When I fell, I landed half on the floor, half on the coffee table. So I've got bruises on both knees and shins, and I've got bruises on my left arm and some other parts of my left side of my body. And some of them are starting to come up quite colourful now, and some of them haven't yet started developing colour, and they may not. They may just be deep bruises. But yes, quite sore. If I reach my arm up too much, it doesn't like it, as the fabric of my clothes rubs against the bruises. But yes, I find it quite fun to watch the development of the colour on bruising. You know, I could do without the bruises, could do without the pain, but you know, you've got to have something interesting to go with it. So I find the colour quite fascinating, and how fast it can develop or not develop. And sometimes bruises don't actually develop colour at all, which I find quite almost as fascinating. So my knees are starting to blue up a bit. I get that blue tinge, which is the beginning of the bruises, but my arms have sort of gone into the bluey purple range now. Right, I'm not going to cut out the handles here in this case because I don't want to interfere with the ability to tuck things inside the tuck. Right now I just need to find somewhere to put it. So find another page. Where do I want it? Maybe on this page. Yeah, I'm going to put it there, and I'm just going to glue along the bottom edge. Make sure I'm far enough forward. I've also got to have my chair out a bit further because of where I've got the tripod for the light and the camera, which means I sort of sit back a bit more. So there's lots of the issues continue in finding the perfect videoing setup. Right, and pop that there. So once that's dry, I can just pop something in there, or maybe even just a piece of paper so the person knows that that's a tuck spot. Right, so just check this page. This postcard is staying where it should. Actually, I might add a tab to that as well, and that will help it to stay down because it will give it a bit more weight. So I'm thinking one of these maybe. These are from Artzology, I think. Yes, Artzology. This was a huge fussy cutting session. I think there's like 8 or 9 pages of little labels and tabs. Look, perfect. There's some map ones, so we'll go with a map one. And each page has a different background. So there's a matte background, there's digital collage backgrounds, there's floral backgrounds, yeah, so in lots of different colours. A really nice set. Right, so I did not check that it was going to be short enough for this space, so I might just have to glue it in further than what I would otherwise. So I'm just folding it in half first before I glue it. And then I'm going to check where I need to glue it. So I don't want to glue it over top of my quote that I've put in. Oh yeah, that'll work fine. So just bring over my glue book since I got rid of the other page. I am working on another digital kit, which will be words. So I did the first page of that yesterday. I've got a few tweaks to make to it because I printed it out last night before I came out of the office and to check it, make sure everything was fine. And I've changed my mind on some of the words that I'd put in there, so I'll alter those. Oops, that's too far out. Need it in a bit more. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting that up and running. These warmer days yesterday and today, although I don't know how warm today's going to stay, are just enabling me to get in the office, which is somewhere I don't like to go when in winter. Right, there we go, there's a little tab, and actually I'm just going to give that almost like a tab corner. Don't ask me why, I just felt like it. There we go, little tab corner, page tab. Right, what else do I want to do? I need to make some pockets and things. I don't want to go too crazy and bulk it up, but I would like to put some pockets here and there. I'm not sure what pages I want to use. Maybe this one. This is the calendar page, and it's quite a thick paper. So you can definitely write on the calendar side, and the picture side's really cool, but not as easy to write on, and it is shiny. Sort of more satin than a high gloss. I'm just thinking, what sort of pocket do I want to make? Most of my pockets that I've got ready made aren't the right size for this format of journal, so I'll need to make them. I'm always thinking that I want to make a library pocket, but then I don't want to cover up the whole map, otherwise why did I put it in there? Maybe there's a better page. Again, I'll be covering the fishies. Maybe the music page. We could go there. Still get enough of the design, and it would reinforce this bit where the wrapping paper was folded and creased. Now I've got to remember how to do a library pocket, and I'm not going to measure anything or do anything like that. So the bottom gusset, just doing it from memory, and then fold on one side, and I need a little overlap on the back. I don't want to make the pocket too narrow though, so just a little tiny overlap. Right, now I need to trim away the corners with an angle. So I've got fold line down here, fold line down here, and a fold line along here. So I need to cut out these two little corners so that it folds nicely, and do it at a little angle in from the bottom on the inside of those two crease lines. Just a slight angle. And that means when it folds up, it's going to be nice and clear of the side creases. And then these bottom ones need to cut just above the crease line, which can be a little hard sometimes to see where. So you just want to take it a sliver above the crease line. And sometimes you have to go back in and take a little bit more off. But we'll start with this and see how it works. Oops, come on, get in there. Right. Just give those sides a bit of a press down. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. And that bottom flap actually goes on the outside of the pocket, so it doesn't interfere with what you put inside the pocket. Oh, that's cute. I do like that. Am I sure I don't want it on the map page? Just go back and check. Does kind of work really nicely with the colours, doesn't it? And still get bits of the map. So yeah, I'm going to go there. So now glue it together. So I'm just going to put a thin line of glue down the edge of both of the long, these edges. I'm trying to think what to call them. Flaps, the back. So there, and along this edge. And that'll seal that back bit down nicely once you fold them. So just remember to fold it the right way, because it wouldn't work if you tried folding this side down then that side, the way I've glued it. Right, like that. And then a bit of glue on the bottom flap. And fold that up. And I should have done this first, I meant to, but went out of my head. Just take a little thumb notch out of the top. And you can hand cut this if you don't have a punch. That's certainly doable. It probably won't be even unless you're really super good at cutting little curved bits out, but it won't matter. Now, do I want it? No, I don't think I do want to tuck in the back. Don't want to bulk it up too much. I want plenty of spaces for the person to tuck in their memorabilia, but I don't want to add unnecessary bulk either. Sorry, I'm gluing off camera again, I suspect. So I'm just going to glue down the whole back. But if you're working with a bigger page or weight wasn't such an issue of the finished product, then you could glue it on 3 sides and create another pocket, side pocket or tuck. And don't ask me the difference between side pocket or a pocket and a tuck. I think a lot of people use them interchangeably, and I don't know if there is actually a definition because they seem to cross over. Right, so there's a little library pocket, and I'll need to make something to go in there as well, which could be just as simple as a folded sheet of paper, which would be the lightest option. Actually, I have an idea. I have here somewhere. What did I do with it? I had it this morning. I ripped this page out of the magazine, the same magazine, which I intended to use as a page in this journal and forgot, which really annoyed me, and I still really like it. It's got all this writing space here, and if I trim it up and fold it, that could tuck into that pocket. Oops. Close my glue while I'm doing this. And I still really wanted to use this because I think it's quite cool. And again, it's that neutral background, just really pretty. Okay, I'm going to have to eyeball this because I can't see my grid. So So we're just going to say it's about there. And it will probably be completely off. And if I go by the grid now, I'd say it is wildly off. Oh dear, I might have to give that another go. Yeah, that's shocking. I'm never very successful when I try and go sideways, but I'm going to